welcome to the Fortunes Global News coming to you on Fortunes TV Kaduna. I am Fatima Hassan with the news, but first the headlines. Federal government says $600 million monthly diaspora remittances proof of reforms. Resident doctors give federal government 10-day ultimatum. On the foreign scene, Hamas rejects US plan to take over Gaza. And in sports, Bayern's Davis returns to training. Stand by for these and more. The federal government has expressed excitement over a sharp rise in diaspora remittances, which have surged to $600 million monthly in the past 2 months, according to figures from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Iriwa, said the increase reflected renewed confidence in the Nigerian economy and recent CBN policy reforms. In a statement issued by NIDCOM spokesperson Abdurrahman Balogun on Monday, Dabiri Iriwa described the inflow as humongous, noting that it marked a 200% jump from the $200 million monthly average previously recorded. She commended CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso for reforms such as the introduction of the non-resident bank verification number and a more competitive exchange rate, which have encouraged Nigerians abroad to channel funds through official platforms. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors yesterday issued a 10-day ultimatum to the federal government and relevant agencies to meet its welfare demands, warning that its members would embark on a nationwide strike if nothing is done before the deadline. The doctors, in a communique signed by its president, Dr. Tope Oshundara, General Secretary Dr. Oluwashola Odumbaku, and Publicity and Social Secretary Dr. Omoha Amobi, said the decision followed the outcome of its extraordinary National Executive Council meeting held virtually on Sunday. NAD recalled that in July it had given a 3-week ultimatum, but in the interest of industrial harmony, the NEC extended it by another 3 weeks to allow the National Officers Committee engage with stakeholders. However, the federal government has admitted to mounting financial and operational difficulties across Nigeria's diplomatic and consular missions abroad, blaming budgetary shortfalls and foreign exchange policy changes for the strain. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs made the admission on Monday in a statement by its spokesperson, Kimibi Ebemfa. The ministry acknowledged that the challenges had disrupted the smooth functioning of several missions, leading to delays in the payment of salaries for locally recruited staff, allowances for home-based officers, and rents owed to landlords and service providers. The ministry is not unaware of the restrictions that financial limitations have placed on the smooth running of the missions, including the inability to pay salaries of locally recruited staff, financial obligations to service providers, rent to landlords, and the foreign service allowance to home-based officers. About 92 passengers reportedly lost their lives in boat accidents across Nigeria between January and August 2025, despite the federal government's efforts to enhance safety on the nation's waterways. The accidents occurred in several states, including Rivers, Niger, Sokoto, Kwara, and Zamfara State. This came as the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adeboyega Oyetola, appealed to states to phase out wooden boats, stressing in a statement that incidents of boat mishaps had persisted largely due to the widespread use of these wooden boats. Moving on, mixed reactions have continued to trail the approval of 300 billion naira loan for Governor Sheyi Makinde by the Oyo State House of Assembly. According to reports, a member of the State House of Assembly, Ibrahim Shitu, was the first person to publicly announce the approval of the loan. Shitu, who was elected on the platform of the All Progressive Congress APC, represents Saki West State constituency. He cried out that he was not informed when the loan was approved, adding that the House was on recess. He described the loan as needles. There have been concerns over the delayed payment of contractors by the Nigerian government. This was amplified recently by the chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Monitoring and Evaluation, Obi Ogocha. He had called on the Nigerian government to look into payments accrued to the contractors since last year. Earlier in June 2025, Bauchi lawmaker Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi had also raised an alarm over non-payment of federal government contractors since 2024. On the floor of the Senate, Senator Ningi called for an immediate investigation. In reaction, the federal government pledged commitment to begin payment to contractors. However, the deputy spokesperson of the House of Representatives, Honorable Philip Agwese, has dismissed a recent media report suggesting that lawmakers are planning a showdown with the Speaker, Abbas Tajuddin, upon resumption from their annual recess, describing it as speculative and a deliberate attempt to sow discord in the Green Chamber. Agwese, an APC lawmaker from Benue, while speaking with some journalists in Abuja on Tuesday, said the publication misrepresented the true state of affairs in the House, stressing that members remain firmly united behind the Speaker and the leadership team. The deputy spokesperson noted that the reported grievances over staff recruitment in the National Assembly were either based on mischief or outright misinformation. He clarified that the recruitment of staff was carried out by the National Assembly Service Commission, an independent body, and not by the Speaker or the 10th House leadership. And now to the foreign scene. Hamas denounced on Monday a plan reportedly being considered by U.S. President Donald Trump for the United States to take control of the devastated Gaza Strip and for its population to be relocated. Almost 2 years since Israel began its campaign in Gaza after Hamas militants' October 7, 2023, attacks towards of the Palestinian territory have been reduced to rubble, and the vast majority of its population has been displaced at least once. The Washington Post reported on Sunday that the White House was considering a plan that would see Gaza, home to roughly 2 million people, become a trusteeship administered by the United States for at least 10 years. And on sports, Bayern Munich and Canada left-back Alphonso Davies has returned to training with the ball 5 months after tearing his ACL while on international duty. Davies, 24, injured his knee while playing for Canada against the United States in their Nations League third-place playoff in March. Alphonso Davies was able to train again with the ball on Monday, Bayern said in a statement. And to end the news, a recap of the major headlines. Federal government says $600 million monthly diaspora remittances proof of reforms. Resident doctors give federal government 10-day ultimatum. On the foreign scene, Hamas rejects U.S. plan to take over Gaza. And in sports, Bayern Davies returns to training. And that's it on the news for the hour. On behalf of the news editor Balarabi Lawal Zadia, I am Fatima Hassan Baba, thanking you for investing your time.